Alright, this is going to be an Echo of War video for the new Echo of War Div Seed for Phantylia the Undying. Going to be at difficulty 5 with a 4-star team. Gonna consist of Trailblazer for those taunts because there's a lot of single target attacks. Dan Heng as our main damage dealer with the type advantage. Pela is going to be your dispeller because the lotuses get a buff that you want to dispel so that the boss takes more damage and you avoid a very powerful single target attack. Then Natasha is just a solid healer. You can of course recruit friends, and if you have any powerful blade friends, they're very powerful here with the AoE wind damage and just overall great damage in general. So I'll quickly go over the pattern. There's not much to this first one. She'll use Forming Winds into either Burgeoning Bloom if there's no Lotus on the field, or Weaving Roots. Weaving Roots is just a single target attack that delays the ally's action. For the second turn, she'll use Cleansing Sweep, which is a minor wind damage attack to all targets into Weaving Roots. So for this fight, we pretty much utilize the Cloudhymn Roar, which is our R here, to deal with the minions, and then just focus all of our damage on the boss. Let's use Dan Heng's ultimate here. So yeah, you can use Trailblazer Shield, Gapar's Shield, or just an AoE heal to mitigate that AoE attack. And then other than that, there really isn't too much to this phase. Launch the AoE heal up here.
Nice teamwork.
And now we use Cloudhymn Roar. This is going to kill all the minions. And as an added bonus, it reduces the number of attacking moves the boss uses in its next turn.
Ready for another?
I'll use Pela's ultimate here, just because Dan Heng is going to weakness break and also get his ult next turn, so it'll be a lot of damage. Anyways, this first phase, there's just not much to it, honestly. The damage is pretty low, and even the bloom stealing your skill points isn't really that dangerous, as long as you can manage your healer well.
Lance ablaze! Lance forward! Nap time. I'm okay.
So now we use our Cloudhymn one more time. And use an AoE heal here. Unfortunately, Pela has a very low HP amount for this fight. I think she's only level 60 with a level 60 light cone. So she might not be prepared for these high level fights. But you know, she works well enough. Just gotta be extra careful with her. Right, and basically the only thing to note is you want a high enough HP amount going to this phase so that you don't die to that single target, or sorry, that AoE attack. So for this phase, the boss will just use Starfall Mooncry, which is that lightning AoE attack, which does a lot of damage. Then for the second turn, it's going to be Roaring Thunder, a single target into Kalpa Descend. Kalpa Descend isn't too much to worry about, and if you utilize it well, you can also give the boss a debuff, where you basically just need to dispel the bloom buff given to the Destruction Lotus through like a Pela or through Weakness Break. Anyways, we'll heal up here.
Don't worry about me.
Enemy targets detected.
Oh yeah, and of course there are those really annoying max HP recoverable amount debuffs. Which is why shields are actually pretty good here.
Just a little
Yeesh.
something. Think nothing of
Don't worry about me.
it. Time for a shot.
So we're gonna dispel Dan Heng's shield. I mean his debuff.
Commencing support.
And we dispel the buff on the bloom. This gives the boss a damage taken up buff, and now we don't have to worry about that dangerous single target attack.
Now,
I'm on guard.
enemy
The
targets
truth
detected.
of life in this sanctuary is but a vision.
Ready for another? Enemy data set network is activated.
Yeah, we're just a little bit over the safe amount. This Pela could definitely use a lot more HP. So
That's better.
we will heal up Pela because we don't really want that debuff on her. We'll use a taunt here. Yeah, we might as well heal up.
Thanks for the support.
Fighting is me.
Just a little something. Think nothing of it.
Don't worry about me.
It's
Now we want to save up our Cloudhymn going to the next phase, just because there are flowers that we want to destroy immediately.
I've no interest in combat. The truth of life in this sanctuary.
We're going to try to end this before the boss gets its powerful AoE attack.
Ready for another?
I'm on guard. Lance ablaze.
Okay, so for the pattern in this third phase, it's a lot more complicated because the boss uses 3 attacks per turn and has 3 turns of attacks. So I'll try to go through this quickly. For the first turn, she's either going to use Fure or Weaving Roots. Both are pretty much single target attacks, just Fure has the splash damage. For the second attack, she's going to use Arbor, which deals imaginary damage to all targets, unless it's the very first turn going to the phase, where she's going to use Weaving Roots, which just gives you a little bit more time before you need to deal with the powerful attacks. The third attack is going to be Kalpa Descend, which is, you know, from the last phase, you pretty much just dispel the buff on the Lotus. The second turn is just a repeat of the first with either Fure or Weaving Roots into Arbor into Kalpa Descend. Turn 3 is going to be Fure into Weaving Roots into Fure or Burgeoning Bloom, depending if there are those Abundance Lotus on the field. And speaking of the Abundance Lotus, we saved up our Cloudhymn here so that we can destroy them immediately.
Enemy data set network is activated.
This will make sure that we don't lose skill points going into this first few phases. So now we heal up Pela,
Fighting is meaningless.
Enemy
and
targets
we
detected.
dispel this buff.
Lance at the ready.
Okay, that's very dangerous with Pela having such low HP right now.
Time to end this.
Luckily, Trailblazer's shields come in handy for that.
Thanks for the support. Time for a shot.
We'll save up skill points because we do want them.
Commencing support.
We dispelled the debuff. Oh no, I messed up the order here. I could have used Pela to get the boss another debuff.
Enemy data set
Doesn't
network
matter too
is
much.
activated. Time for good old counterattack.
I've no interest in combat.
We'll restore Pela just so that she's not as low.
Enemy targets detected. Ready for another?
And now it's going to be the summons, which we can just deal with Cloudhymn Roar.
Too late to
And we
repent.
even weakness broke the boss, which is a nice added bonus.
Naughty child.
So I wouldn't say that you want to deal with these guys unless you have AoE units like Blade or even Jing, because they just have a lot of health and the boss honestly doesn't.
Commencing support.
So going out of your way to kill them just makes the battle take so much more longer.
Lance at the ready.
We'll dispel the debuff on Pela.
Thanks for the support.
Oh, she'll probably just get it immediately.
Ready for another?
Yeah.
The truth of life is
We all have
is but a vision.
buffs, so we don't. Sorry, we all have shields, so we don't really have to worry about using Trailblazers all just yet. Though depending on who he attacks here, it could be under consideration. Yeah.
Lance forward.
Time to end this.
Just a little something.
If I was to change one thing here, I would switch up Dan Heng's and Natasha's positions so that he's not taking those splash damage.
No interest.
And we dispel this buff.
Not a scratch.
Oh, it also delays the boss's action, which just helps tremendously. We can heal up. We have a lot of skill
Don't worry
points.
about it. The truth of life in this sanctuary is but a vision.
And I think we should kill with Cloudhymn here. It's like 18% damage. So yeah, that's the Echo of War with a mostly free team. We did use Pela just because she's great for those dispels, and unfortunately there's no free units with the dispels. But yeah, thanks for watching. And look forward to maybe the event. I haven't checked it out yet, so I'll have to see what there is to do in it. And then Memory of Chaos stuff will be Monday. And yeah, there's also going to be a written guide linked in the description, which is going to have those patterns and stuff, as well as some tips and other stuff that you can just view. Anyways, later.